Thank you for joining us on African Free Press Television. It's time for the news update at dawn. My name is Arit Efanga. Immediate past National Security Advisor Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired, has said that the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan facilitated the acquisition of previously elusive weaponry in the last 1 year and recovered over 22 local government areas that had been occupied by Boko Haram terrorists. Sambo, who has been a subject of media focus since his homes in Abuja and Sokoto were invaded by operatives of the DSS few days after he left office, named some of the acquisitions which changed the tide in the war against Boko Haram as Alpha Jet, armored personnel vehicles, advanced artillery pieces, assaulted arms and ammunition, highly sophisticated surveillance drones, T-72 multi-purpose tanks, and the remodification of F-7 supersonic jet fighters. Nigerian troops have discovered a pile of street lamp poles used by Boko Haram insurgents in making improvised explosive devices while clearing terrorists in Dikwa, Borno State. According to Acting Director Army Public Relations Colonel Sani Usman, the troops of 7th Division Garrison recovered 15 cows, 174 goats, and a donkey from rustlers. Osun State House of Assembly yesterday dismissed a petition by Justice Folahami Oloyede against Governor Aregbesola and his deputy, Mrs. Titilayo Laoye Tomori, over an allegation of mismanagement of state resources, saying it was fictitious, frivolous, and baseless. In a unanimous decision, the House stated that the petition lacked merit, was based on emotion, and did not follow due process. Oloyede had in a 39-page petition sent to the House of Assembly highlighted what she referred to as constitutional breaches of the governor and demanded its investigation and possible impeachment by the House. The House subsequently set up a 7-member panel chaired by the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Deboye Akintunde, to investigate the allegations and report its findings. But the House, after adopting the report of the panel, said the allegation raised by Justice Oloyede in her petition were mere embodiment of emotion and political, making the House to align itself with recommendations of the panel that the petition be dismissed. Management of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria has called on owners of abandoned aircraft at the graveyard of Murtala Muhammed Airport to vacate such within 7 days, as the authority is ready to dispose of such aircraft in line with provisions of International Civil Aviation Organization. Director of Airport Operations, Captain Henry Omeogo, who disclosed this while on a safety inspection at the Murtala Muhammed Airport Domestic Terminal 1, noted that the action had become necessary due to recurring operational issues that have been posing serious safety concerns to aircraft and some infrastructure at the terminal. National Emergency Management Agency NEMA has alerted state governments and communities along River Benue of possible flood following information from Cameroonian authorities that excess water would be released from Lagdo Dam. In a statement by the media officer of NEMA, Sani Dati, the Director General Mohamed Sani Sidi stated that the Cameroonian authorities in Gwara have indicated that between now and November 2015, there will be routine release of water from the Lagdo Dam due to excessive water presently contained in the dam. He advised those living around the dam and along River Benue in Gwara to be on alert and ready for evacuation in case of possible flooding. President of Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Ayuba Waba, has lamented that despite the financial bailout by federal government to some state government owing workers' salaries, Nigerians are yet to feel the impact of the bailout. He said the Congress, having studied the situation carefully, would mobilize workers to demand for payment of their salaries by some state governments discovered to have been scheming in the handling of the bailout. Comrade Waba, who spoke in Abuja yesterday at the opening of the National Executive Meeting of the Congress, said some state governments have become cunning about the non-payment of workers' salaries even after they have received bailouts from the federal government. Egypt has opened a major expansion of the Suez Canal, which deepens the main waterway and provides ships with a 35-kilometer channel parallel to it. At the inauguration, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi welcomed foreign leaders aboard a historic yacht as helicopters and fighter jets flew by. The expansion aims to increase traffic handled by the canal. African African Union military warplanes has launched deadly airstrikes against Al-Shabaab camps near Elbow Town in central Somalia. The bombardment happened in Warhol village near Elbow Town, where Somalia troops along African Union peacekeeping forces are battling Al-Shabaab. The Islamist insurgents fled from several bases in the middle of African Union forces from Burundi, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya and Uganda fighting against Al-Shabaab. At least 8 people have been killed and about 400 injured by a car bomb in the Afghan capital, Kabul, early this morning. Police said that the bomb went off in the Sarsahid area of the city. A security source told reporters that the target was probably an army compound. There has so far been no claim of responsibility for the explosion. However, the Taliban will be the main suspects. According to the French presidency, a French woman who was taken hostage in Yemen in February has been freed. It adds that Isabel Prime was freed Thursday night and would immediately be returning to France. The 30-year-old was working as a consultant on a World Bank-funded project when she was abducted on 24th February while traveling to the capital, Sana'a. Her translator, who was captured at the same time, was released in March. In recent years, tribesmen in Yemen have kidnapped foreigners as a means of putting pressure on the government to provide them with better services or release jailed relatives. For more news, please visit www.africanfreepress.com. Follow at African Free Press on Twitter and like African Free Press on Facebook. My name is Arit Efang, wishing you a beautiful weekend.